Peace, family. Shells Goddess to you, a Moon Goddess Healing. And just coming through with some wise words from Big Mama. Now, Big Mama may be the Divine Mother to you, um, the Divine Feminine, however you want to, Sacred Mother. I'm calling her Big Mama right now, right? And we're using the card deck, Tongues of Our Mother. So she's coming through with some divine wisdom and some divine words for us, right? Just some advice for us, right? Just to let us know that there's a period of change coming in that has a lot of ending, right? And we're turning pain into power, okay? So what we're doing here is merging. We have already been in the in-between, though, okay? Because we just came out of a new moon in Libra, right? It was a solar eclipse, as we all know. We've been in between in this stage of almost kind of like chaos and ego, right? A lot of things been coming up. But now we move into the lunar eclipse where it's a full moon in Taurus. Now, both Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus, so love is going to come up. We are moving into Scorpio season, right? So those shadow aspects with love are going to come up, right? Within relationships, but mostly this is about the relationship with self, okay? So let's get into these cards. Okay, fam, so we got the Nine of Wands here, okay? This is all about things coming to a close. Now, as you see here, I have this feather here, right? So you're going to want to really, really pay attention to your intuition, right? Now, this is a raven feather. So this is going to bring up things that don't always feel good, right? So anything that has to do with despair, depression, anxiety, stress over a situation, these things come to a close. But you have to allow it. You have to allow this to happen, right? So getting a lot of rest right now would really behoove you. It'd be very, very beneficial for you to take time out for yourself, right? And really sit in how you've been feeling, and then the perception of these situations, the perception of these feelings, and how things need to change. You know, there's no more wallowing in a depression. Remember that anything that is pessimistic, these are energies that are low vibration, right? Pessimistic thoughts, things that are, thought processes that are saying that, your worth is low. You know what I'm saying? That someone or something is against you, don't support you, right? These things that we get depressed about, no, these things end now, right? And so we want to really pay attention to our intuition and pay attention to what our shadow says to us. And then what has the ego been saying to us over the past few weeks, right? Or past couple of weeks, because it's been about 2.5 weeks that a lot of people should have been really kind of almost combating, what their ego wants to say to them based on how their shadow feels, right? And your shadow is going to have a lot of emotional distress towards situations that just don't feel good, right? We have to face those things head on, and then we bring them to a close. And also what I want to say before I move on to the next card is, you see all these wands here? These wands are representing energy that has been repeated, right? So these energies are extremely familiar, right? These are energies of like I said, of low vibration, okay? So now we have the card Eclipse, okay? This is a 13, number 13, and it's talking a lot about, like I said, with the Nine of Wands, energies that keep coming up, cycles of energy that keeps coming up. Those things are transitioning. They're dying out, right? But we have to allow that death to take place, right? We have to allow that transition to do what it needs to do, So what we're going to have to do is be very, very transparent with ourselves and kind of allow the energies that are familiar to go on and move on its own way. You know what I'm saying? Go into another space that is transmuting pain into power, right? You have to dead the situation, and it has to be a choice. We don't have time no more to be going every which way, right? Looking into the past, you know, and hoping for the future, but not being present in the today and what's going on right now. You see what I'm saying? And that's where your intuition comes in, because you want to go ahead and face your past, face your your goals, your aspirations, things that you may feel haven't come into fruition for you right now, but you know that it will. But you got to get out of this stuck energy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's also about belief systems, preconceived belief systems about yourself, about others, about society, about your spirituality, right? This is what is happening even now in the world today. You see, a mindset has to be changed, right? And so Big Mama Spirit, she's saying we dead in that. Okay? We're putting an end to that, and we're transitioning into something very, very, very new, right? Okay, family, so this is where the stabilization comes in, right? Because we already working on the and been working on the revolving door, the repeated energy, right? The old so familiar feelings that don't feel good, right? That's in the past, right? In the present, we putting an end to that, right? That transition is taking place, where we say, okay, we're gonna close the door on that, right? We're gonna really face ourselves and be transparent with ourselves. And then what comes in? Strength, power, right? Stabilization, stable ground, right? That's what comes in. That segment type of energy. That fierce energy comes in that says, no, yeah, I went through that, right? But that's not my reality now, because I have learned from it, right? And anyone that has worked with me begins to take on this energy of turning that pain into power, and to become high in vitality, right? Have an agility about themselves energetically, right? Because what you're doing now is you're not allowing your shadow to lead. See, when your shadow leads and they running the show, well then you keep hearing me use this word pessimistic, because it's like either you pessimistic or you're optimistic, right? We have to remember that duality is in all things, and we must have a balance with that within ourselves. This is why I'm saying we have to face ourselves, right? We have to build this strength, this armor that protects us almost a lot of times from ourselves, right? And so this is the energy that we want to take in. And then I also have here that once we do that, we all become results driven. And anyone that works with me knows that this is something that I say very, very often. And I stand confidently on that. When you are facing yourself and you know your dual aspects of self, well, then you can come into a balance, right? Because you know thyself. You know how to move should those feelings of depression, anxiety, stress, whatever the case may be, arise. And right now in this Scorpio season, this is not an energy that it needs to go with us into the following year, right? So that's all I got to say, y'all. Ashe.